This video, I'm going to use an options chain, which is where you find the pricing and details of the options associated with a stock. Typically, you have the expiration dates at the top. The strike prices are vertically in the middle, and you have a line horizontally where the stock price is sitting. Then you have the prices and some other details that we'll go over later. I'm going to use the options chain to explain out of the money, in the money, and at the money, which is where the strike price sits in comparison to the price of the stock. So first, at the money. At the money, or ATM, is when the strike price is at the same price as the underlying stock. For example, if it is a $350 stock and the strike price is at $350, that is at the money. It doesn't matter if it's a put or call, it's at the money. There is in the money, or ITM, which is when the stock price has exceeded the contract's predictions. Remember, a call is predicting the stock to go up or above the strike price, and a put is predicting the stock to go down or below the strike price. For example, a call option contract is in the money when the stock is greater than the strike price. Let's take the previous example with the stock at $350, and let's change the strike to $320. That is $30 in the money because the stock has exceeded the strike price by $30. Then for a put option, it is when the stock price is less than the strike price. For example, with the stock at $350 and the put strike price at $380. This is because the stock has fallen further than the strike price on a put. This would be $30 in the money. Next is out of the money, or OTM, which is when the stock price has yet to meet the strike price. So for a call option, this is out of the money when the stock is less than the strike price. Let's take the last example with the stock at $350. And let's move the strike price at $380. That is $30 out of the money because the stock has yet to reach that strike price of $380. And for a put, it is when the stock price is greater than the strike price. Back to the example with the stock price at $350. And let's put the strike at $320. This would be out of the money because the stock is higher than the strike price, not meeting the put's expectations. This would be $30 out of the money. It's easier to remember at the money, out of the money, and in the money by thinking of intrinsic and extrinsic value. They sound like scary words, but really they're not. Intrinsic value is the amount of value the option has at the time of expiration. You find the intrinsic value with a very simple equation. For a call option, you do it by subtracting the stock price from the strike price. And to find it for a put option, you subtract the strike price from the stock price. For example, if you had a $350 stock and the call strike price is at $320, then you have $30 of intrinsic value, or it's $30 in the money. If you have a $350 stock and the put strike price is at $380, then you have $30 of intrinsic value, or $30 in the money. If after these calculations you come up with a negative number, then the intrinsic value is 0. For example, if you have a $350 stock and the call strike price is $380, then you come up with negative 30. Well, there isn't a such thing as negative intrinsic value. So we see this just as 0. If you have a positive intrinsic value, then the stock is in the money. If you do not have intrinsic value, the stock is either at the money or out of the money. And that's where extrinsic value comes in. This is the amount of premium the option contract has. You can think of it like a fee that you are paying to own that contract. You find this by subtracting the cost of the option from the intrinsic value. For example, let's say you pay $35 for a call option. with a strike price of $320. The stock is currently at $350. After doing the math, the intrinsic value is $30. To find the extrinsic value, take the cost of the option, $35, minus the intrinsic value of $30. So you would get $5. That means there are $5 of the option that is a premium or a fee, and the $30 of intrinsic value. So at expiration, if the stock doesn't move, your option contract should be worth $30. Now that you understand intrinsic and extrinsic value, it should make sense that intrinsic value plus the extrinsic value is the total cost of the option contract. So an option will be more expensive with the more intrinsic value there is, or the further in the money that you go. And an option will be cheaper the further out of the money it goes, because it doesn't have that intrinsic value. If there is no intrinsic value at expiration, then the option contract will be worth little to nothing. Just like if you went to a store and tried to use an expired coupon. It wouldn't really be worth anything to you or to the store. In summary, an option contract is either a put or a call that has a specific expiration date and a specific strike price. You can find all these details on an options chain. You can trade options or exercise options, but you would only want to exercise an option if the contract is in the money. Most traders will trade the contracts and not even worry about exercising them. Again, all these concepts are important and will be used again later. And I'll see you in the next video.